Sup guys, Knightor here for the Death Valley Houndooms. Yes, the explodes are gone. Getting away that horrendous record. And I'm here for UBL Season 2. If you guys did not know, I was a replacement coach for Lynx in Season 1. I think Lynx made it to most of this. I don't remember what game I came in to replace him at, but that's not the point. I was re-invited, and now we're gonna grab some awesomeness. If you guys don't know, I'm actually recording this a little bit beforehand. The draft actually goes live, mainly due to the fact that the day before the draft goes live, I will be having teeth removed. So I probably would not be able to speak. So yeah. So any words, I'm gonna mention this. We had the 11th pick. Almost everything I wanted was gone by the time it got back to me. So do not judge me on some of my picks, because most of the stuff that I pretty much grabbed was slightly not what I exactly wanted, but things I kind of wanted to use and draft format beforehand. So you might see some things go early. Also, we are forced to draft a Z crystal. We can pick that up any time we want. So anyway, let's get right into it. My very first pick overall is none other than Reuniclus. And I just noticed my mouse is here. Oh man. Let me just fix that. Live editing! Yay! Anywho, my very first pick was Reuniclus, because Victini was gone, Mew was gone. As you can see a trend, most of the good psychic types are gone. I believe the only other good psychic types were left were the Lotties, which I've used before and I kind of didn't want to use them again. Jirachi, which I've also used before and didn't really want to use it again. And Reuniclus. And Reuniclus was actually on my list of trying to pick up things, because it was my backup plan, because it has some of the best abilities ever. Regenerator, amazing. Magic Guard, amazing. Oh, I think the Overcoat's the other one. Not that great, but it's okay. Let's see. You guys might be thinking, why did you get this round 1? Well, like I said, the 11th pick, so my options were kind of limited. A lot of the stuff I wanted got sniped from me, which kind of sucked. And I'm always at the bottom in draft picks for some reason. I don't know why. It just is that way. And I just got my confirmation from my dentist. So yeah, it's always nice. Yeah. So I grabbed Reuniclus because Regenerator is nice. It's a great psychic type. I think it's also the only tier 2 that went in round 1. And yeah, it's pretty much about it. So now I'm gonna get to the next pick. Being Crocodile, and a lot of you are probably going to judge me on this. Crook in round 2? What is wrong with you? I have a reason. Because reason 1, I knew it was not getting back to me in round 3, because this thing always goes early round 3. Almost every draft I've been to, Crook is like early round 3, early round 4. And plus, I'm like, Crook works pretty well with Reuniclus, because Intimidate is nice. It has the dark cover. They kind of covered their weaknesses equally. Crook takes dark attacks. Reuniclus takes fighting attacks. And also Crook with his Intimidate, which is super helpful. Moxie, if I just want to, have Crook just kill everything, if it ends up doing that, which would actually be very nice. So yeah, you guys are probably wondering, what is this man drafting right now? I pretty much drafted what I did not ever pick up before. Well, not in draft format anyway. So yeah, Crook, Reuniclus, first 2 picks. They're not horrible ones, but they're not early round picks most of the time. Well, Reuniclus and Crook usually are. My next pick, it's a little iffy, but I was pretty sure not likely to get it back. I was not likely to get it mainly due to the fact that Dan picks before me. You guys should probably guess what this is. And that being Primarina. I was almost certain if this got to round 4, Dan was picking it up. So I knew, hey, I need a water type and I need a fairy type. What's a good thing that is decent? Because at this point, Clefable was gone. I didn't want to get Gardevoir again because, goddamn, no. It's like, Gardevoir's not bad, but having 2 psychic types is like a no for me. So I'm like, what's something that can, somewhat tank and kind of deal with some of Crook's other problems, being, fairies and being like fairies and annoyances, or try to status it. Primarina is one of those things, because it can literally just blow them back. And I believe it also gets Heal Bell. I'm not 100% certain on that. It actually probably doesn't, now that I think about it, but Specs Moonblast is nice, Specs Scald is nice, Specs Hydro Pump. Not to mention, Primarina is one of the few water types that can deal with other water types with Energy Ball, which is amazing. So it has a great special attack and special defense stat. Everything else is a little... they're not that great, but it's still a good... I still feel like it's a good tier 3. I feel like I got my money's worth. So yeah, that's how I feel about Primarina. So we're going to go on to the next pick, which I actually don't remember what I picked. Oh yes, Porygon. Lovely, lovely Porygon too. Honestly, the only reason I actually picked this up because I knew it probably was not going to get back to me. And also, I just really kind of wanted bulk. Because we all know Porygon 2 is just disgustingly annoying when it wants to be. If you have no way to get rid of knockoff on this thing's just going to sit there and do whatever it wants to you. It will status you, it's literally just going to status you and just attack you. It can copy your ability, which is just demonic. It can give itself a stat boost when it comes in with download. It's like, this is like one of the few Pokemon that's like, if this thing had a higher special attack stat, it would just kill everything in its path. And another reason I picked this is to make people worry with Beast Boost. So it's like, oh, I can't just send in a Beast Boost Mon, because then Porygon might come in and copy Beast Boost and scare up my Beast Boost Mon and then kill me. And then Porygon gets a Beast Boost and then everything goes downhill. So, Porygon is going to be one of the more annoying things to check. I have 2 things to deal with its fighting weakness, which is fantastic. Not to mention, it gives me a Ghost immunity, which also helps Reuniclus very well. Also doesn't have to put that much pressure on Crook. And as of right now, I just noticed I only have 1 Stealth Rocker, and this is not... it's like, if you only have 1 Rocker and it's on Crook, it's not the best thing to have. I know. But hey, I may or may not be planning shenanigans with some of my team. You never know. Not to mention, this gives me, I believe now, 2 Trick Room Mons, which is very, very evil. Because as you notice, my team is not uber fast, at least not at the moment. Speaking of speed control, we have now Galvantula. And if you guys did not know, this is one of the few goddamn Mons that I have never ever gotten. Because usually whenever it's almost to me, someone snags Galvantula right in front of my face. And it's just like, why? Why must you be so mean? So yeah, Galvantula has great speed. It gives me, I believe it's like base 109 speed. It gives me sticky webs. It gives me Volt Switch. If only I can English right now. It gives me Volt Switch. Gives me sticky web. It gives me an electric and a bug type. It also gives me, I forgot what else it gave me. It does give me some more speed, which is nice. So yeah, I really wanted Galvantula. Like, honestly, if Galvantula got taken, I probably would have went with Heliolisk, which, I'm not the biggest fan of. And also you can notice, half of my team is special attackers at the moment. However, not everything. However, some of these things can be mixed, so that's always nice to know. To our next pick, which I kind of don't remember what it was, but oh yes, this. Mega Venusaur. I don't even know why it even got. I don't even know how this has got even back to me. I think at this point, like, a good chunk of the Megas were gone. I think, like, when I picked my Mega, I think about 4 or 5 other coaches needed to get their Mega, so I'm not 100% sure, because I'm trying to remember what we did during the draft. But, man, Mega Venusaur it's just a problem for people. It's like, if you don't have a good Psychic type or Flying type, Mega Venusaur gonna sit on your face. That's kind of what it does. Like, Mega Venusaur, it's like, it's just overall just good. It's like, the thing is, Mega Venusaur wasn't even original on my Mega draft list, but I just saw it sitting there and I'm like, I cannot pass Mega Venusaur up. It's just too good to say no. I think, like, the only other, I think, like, at that point, if I remember, most of the Megas I wanted were taken. And I think the only other one that was left, I think, was Steelix. Not Steelix, I mean Aggron. Big brain fart. So yeah, I'm very happy with Mega Venusaur because it gives me another Mixed Tactor. It gives me one step closer to that Fire Water Grass core, which is nice. I still have to work on my Fairy Dragon Steel core, but we're gonna get to that eventually. But yeah, Mega Venusaur. It's super tanky. It can dish out some damage. It can just not miss Toxic, which is nice. So I think most of the time I draft stuff, I usually never get a good Poison type. And that's almost the reason why I never run Toxic on anything. So on to the next pick, which oh yes, Mienshao, one of the best pairings with Reuniclus, because now I have Volt Turn. And I have Double Regenerator, which is disgusting. And if you also notice, there's another... if you also notice, during the draft recap, some of the other coaches' draft recap, only one other coach, I believe, is running a Regen core, and that being Jodor, except we do not face each other, which kind of sucks, but I'm also going to get to the schedule part after this whole draft is done. So, we'll get to that eventually. So, Mienshao was actually not... well, it was on the list for regen partners, but it wasn't like the top priority. But I was thinking, it's got great speed, it has a fighting typing, which is just amazing, and it has 2 really good abilities, being Regenerator and Reckless. I don't know about you guys, but if this thing hits you with a Reckless high jump kick, it's gonna hurt like hell. Not to mention, it's got good coverage moves. Also gives me another physical hitter, which I desperately needed. And it also completes Volt Turn, which is also something I needed. So, Mienshao, I don't even know how I got you that late, but I'm super happy that I did. On to the next pick of awesomeness. Registeel. This is one of my few picks that I'm still debating. This is one of the few picks I'm like, I need a Steel type. I needed a Steel type very badly. It's just, I just didn't know what to get because almost all the good Steel types are off the board. So my options were normal Aggron, Registeel, and I think Steelix, and Alolan Sandslash. Those are the 4 options. I'm like, those all pretty much suck. But Registeel is like the only one that can somewhat tank most of those hits. Not to mention it's the only one that doesn't have like multiple. Some of them don't have. Well, another thing about Steelix does not have a quad. I was gonna say quad weakness, but Steelix does not have one. Now that I think about it. However, Registeel, out of all of them, Registeel has the least amount of weaknesses, which is great. Not to mention, it gives me another Stealth Rocker, which relieves some of the pressure off Crook, which is nice. Not to mention, I can just make this thing tanky as heck, just so it can take hits, and it gets Seismic Toss everything, which I don't even know how it would even do in this case, because it's just a golem, I don't know. Registeel's weird. On to the next pick. Also, I was also debating... This is one of my biggest debates, because I knew I needed a Fire type, but I was like, thing is, I needed a Fire type. Entei was still available. I was like, I need a Fire type, but I also need a Ghost type. And I'm like, do I really want to waste another tier 5 pick to get a different ghost Pokemon, which I believe the only good ghost Pokemon that was in tier 5 was already picked up, being Smagius. So I was like, do I want to go Chandelure? Do I want to go Marowak? Or do I want to go Marowak or do I want to go Entei? Marowak seemed like the best option. It probably still is my best option due to type coverage. Not to mention the weird shenanigans Alola Marowak can do because of normal Marowak. Not to mention Thick Club Alola Marowak in Trick Room hurts people. So that's something they're going to have to prepare for eventually if I still have Marowak on my team. Not to also mention, we could run Totem Alola Marowak, which would be hilarious. Just see this giant Alola Marowak just beating your face. What are you going to do? The answer is nothing. At least that's hopefully my answer, because I don't know. Because I don't know what most of the other coaches will be bringing, so we'll find out. And my next pick being our Z Crystal. A good chunk of Z Crystals were gone before I got to pick, and this was actually one of the best Z Crystals that were still left. Not to mention, it was one of the best things I had, one of the best options I actually could have picked, because as you can see, my team cannot really deal with Fairy types. So the safest option was to get a Steel Z move. I was thinking about Poison, but then I was like, but then a Steel type can just negate the whole thing and take no damage, so that would just suck. So it's like, if I remember, Flying Z was gone. Flying Z, I think Icium Z was gone. Fire Z was gone. Electrium Z was gone. I remember, I think at least 6 or 7 Z crystals went before mine, which kind of sucked. But oh well. I know, and if some of you guys are probably knowing, he still has not picked his tier 1. That's because I wanted to save that last, and also to mention, I did not know what tier 1 to get because almost everything I wanted in tier 1 was gone. So I was literally just sitting hard, sleeping on my decision. So now we go into our tier 5 pick, which I'm not 100% sure of, but it's helpful. And that being Armaldo. And if you guys are wondering, why did you pick Armaldo? You're not running Rain. It's not even the best mon. I mainly picked Armaldo because it had Rapid Spin. That's pretty much it. And not to mention, it's one of my favorite fossil Pokemon. I'm like, do I grab Avalugg, being Avalugg just being garbage? Well, it's especially garbage because it cannot take a special hit at all. Armaldo can at least take a hit and somewhat dish damage back. Not to mention, it gets priority with Aqua Jet. So there's that. Not to mention, if someone runs Rain, I could just have Armaldo on there and get some disgusting kills, because Armaldo does have a decent attack stat, and with Swift Swim, it's just scary. And now to the final pick, which you guys are probably going to wonder, why did you grab this? Why didn't you not grab one of these? And a lot of you are also going to be thinking, oh my god, these things not got drafted. How? And now you'll find out what the pick is. Our final pick is, if I just click it, Dragonite. If you guys are wondering what were the things that not got picked, those would be the Lotties. As of I am recording this, the Lotties are still undrafted, which is insane. Why is that insane? Because almost guaranteed usually one of the Lotties that usually goes drafted. The only reason I didn't pick them up is because I used them already, and I didn't really want to use them again. I know how great they are, they're amazing. It's just like, I didn't want to use it again, I want to use something new, and I'm like, well, I don't really have I really don't have a 4 times weakness, why not just grab Dragonite? I have stuff to deal with ice, anyway. Like, literally, I have Primarina, which is nice, I have Registeel, which is nice, I have Mega Venusaur, which is not really good. Which is not really a counter, but Alola Marowak, and I have Mienshao. It's like, yeah, ice types are not an issue for Dragonite on this team. So I was like, well, Dragonite actually pairs decently. Not to mention, it's a really good sweeper. If you guys do know, I have been swept by Dragonite. Thank you, Kelly, for that. You're actually one of the reasons why I picked Dragonite, because I'm like, Well, Dragonite can sweep, and not to mention, it doesn't have to worry about fairy types, and since I have the since I have Steelium Z, so yeah. That was very nice. So now, with this being said, this is my draft. It's probably not one of the better drafts. It's probably middle. If I'm gonna say this myself, my draft on power ranking would probably be around in the middle range. I'm gonna say like 8 or 9, around there. It's like it's better structured type wise. It's just its lack of speed, and it's mainly just bulk and special attackers, which is not that great now that I think about it. But hey, as long as I can win games, this team will be nice. And who knows? Maybe we'll make some trades. Maybe we'll get some stuff we wanted originally. I'm very doubting it. However, we never know. Also, if I'm gonna go schedule-wise, I am going to have to go check. One thing I definitely remember. Well, remember my first week opponent, which you'll see the battle next week on Saturday, is Debs. We are facing Debs. Then we're facing, well, last year's champion Uzi, which we actually did not play at all. No, I didn't play Debs either, which kind of sucks. I'm actually trying to find my schedule, but, well, it seems I cannot find it. Either way, I'll probably have the schedule listed below. I'll also have all the other coaches' links down below, so please go check out their videos. And you're probably all gonna see Dan, aka Drive, because Dan is one of our opponents. I don't remember which week. I just remember the week it is the week before Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So you guys should be hyped for that. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. and I'll probably see you guys. I probably will be there at the draft. I just probably won't be talking during the draft because, you know, teeth being removed, which kind of sucks. But either way, I will see you guys probably next Saturday or probably next Friday with the team builder. I'll find out if I have time to do a team builder or not. Either way, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!